leads her life according to Romans 8:28. Neville currently serves on the Dumfries Town Council and is the first Black woman to chair the Northern Virginia Regional Commission, which represents the interests of 2.5 million residents and consists of elected officials from 13 municipalities. A celebrated social activist and humanitarian, she has long been a fierce agitator for education, homelessness, and environmental issues, and many more. She is an alumna of the 2012 cohort of the Grace E Leadership Institute's Minority Political Leadership Institute, 10 years ago, guys. 2014 Prince William County Human Rights Honoree, and 2017 Governor's Adult Volunteer of the Year, 2022 Leadership Prince Williams Alumni Leadership Award honoree, and a former two-time gubernatorial appointee to the Virginia State Historical Records Advisory Commission. Thank you, Kiera. Sorry. No, I appreciate it. Sorry. She is the author of Grow in Your Purpose, a guide to grant writing baby. Grow in Your Purpose, a guide to grant writing, Baby, You Are Loved, Cultural Field Trip Journal, and Welcome to Dumfries, Winter 2022. In addition, she is a literacy curricula consultant, emphasizing a curricula respecting truth. She owns the Virginia Black Lifestyle Magazine, LLC, and the Neville Empowerment Network, which is home to the Joy of Literacy, Learning, and Women's Empowerment Center in the town of Dumfries, named after her mother. Neville is enhancing the world around her through nature, photography, investigative journalism, dancing, meditating, and painting when she is not working in her purpose. She is a proud graduate of the Virginia State University and is a proud member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Cindy Neville. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Grace E. Leadership Institute for this opportunity and for all they do to shape transformational leaders throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia. I'd like to thank Dr. Nakina Douglas-Flynn for the invitation to join you all tonight and to share a word with you. Thank you for your years of leadership and dedication to the Grace E. Harris Leadership Institute. And thank you for all that you will continue to do in your new role. Please let's give her another round of applause. Before I go further, I can't start anything, I can't even start my day without thanking God.
All right.
I'm gonna thank him for his favor. And I also wanna share, after being so careful since 2020, especially as a classroom teacher, I caught COVID a month ago and literally lost my voice. It is a blessing to be here with you and to share my voice with you today, when I could barely speak weeks ago. COVID may be powerful, but there is nothing more powerful than your God, your authentic voice, and the ability to continue to show up despite trials and tribulations that will pop up in your life. I also want to share that I've been fascinated. I think we've all taken time to learn new things during this pandemic, especially when we all were quarantined, right? So one of my things, I've just been fascinated with American Sign Language and have been picking up a few phrases during this pandemic. I'm going to show you, and some of you may know, how to sign show up, because that is indeed what transformational leaders do. So, this is show up. So your hand is like this. Everybody do it with me now. Come on, don't make me some teacher voice. Our hands are like this, and we're gonna place it just in front of our chest like this. And with our Yep. Because this finger going up is gonna go between your index finger and your middle finger. So we're here, show up. Let's try it again. Show up. Let's get one more time. I'm gonna look in the back this time. Show up. All right. So when I say show up, you sign show up. Because transformational leaders, they do what? Show up. All right. So to the current class, I would like to congratulate you for graduating from the Minority Political Leadership Institute, participating in this program 10 years ago. I'm going to speak for my cohort. It was a game changer for all of us. Looking back, it's amazing to see how we all have continued to grow in our transformational leadership and showing up, okay, for the things that matter. Since graduating from this program and holding its ideals to heart and at the forefront of everything that we do. Extraordinary visionary, Miss Grace E. Harris once said, "My story is proof that times change and people change." Having had the opportunity to meet her, have brief conversations with her, and to simply share space with her gentle spirit and feel the warmth of her smile, I am excited to see her legacy continue and for it to be palpable within each of you. I want to take a moment to speak on what it means to be a transformational leader, to be prepared for the changes that will come along your leadership journey. The Grace E. Harris Leadership Institute defines transformational leadership as transformational leaders operating out of deeply held personal value systems that include justice, equality, and integrity. It is a leadership style that involves empowering and mentoring those you lead by addressing their self-worth, helping them reach their full potential, and creating a sense of shared values and vision. The 4 dimensions of transformational leadership are idealized influence, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, and individualized consideration. Transformational leadership is a style that values collaboration, teamwork, and personal empowerment. There will come times in your quest for racial equity, environmental and social justice, and getting into that good trouble that the Honorable Ancestor John Lewis has spoken into each of our spirits, that the world around you will see what you are trying to do and will have its ways of asking, questioning, and at times may have you rethinking who you are. Make sure you know the answer fully. Show up and be prepared to show them who you are. In your transformational leadership journey, there will be times you experience absence or loss. You may yearn for a sign from someone who may not be physically present to guide you or affirm your thoughts or actions. But remember, the lack of physical presence does not mean that they are not there with you or within you. These are the times you must remember who and whose you are. Transformational leaders is show up. All right. In your transformational leadership journey, there will come times where you are extremely vulnerable. Now, let's talk about vulnerability for a minute. Vulnerability is actually a very powerful space to be in. It's a time of great strength. You know, you may not see it at that time, but it really is. Now, to others who are not on your level yet, they might perceive this as a time of weakness for you. During those times, opposing energies might try to come for you. Question your actions, speak ill of your name, and more. But these are the times where you need to dig deep, stand firm, and continue to walk the leadership path that God has laid before you could see it for yourself. Transformational leaders, they always show up. In your transformational leadership journey, there will come times where you will need to be still, quiet, meditate, vibrate on a brand new frequency on your own, and tap into a higher power and persevere despite challenges that may come your way. Remember, you are a transformational leader after all. Your impact is not basic, okay? We don't do basic. And your challenges will not be basic either. But during those times, this is when you show up as your most authentic self. Transformational leaders, they show up. In your transformational leadership journey, there will come times to collaborate and align with like-minded energies to achieve an impactful goal. As we all know, many hands make light work, right? There will also come times when you will have to let opposing energies know your power. And you will have to, you might have to force them to yield and follow your lead. These are the times you stand firm and you make sure you show them who you are. Because transformational leaders, they do what?
Show up.
And you have within you the power to bring forth much needed impactful change in our communities across the Commonwealth. What you've got is exactly what we need. Rather, your work involves showing up for racial justice, showing up for equitable education and teaching the truth, showing up for fair and just economies, showing up for environmental justice, showing up for voting rights, showing up for disability rights, showing up for reproductive rights, showing up for criminal justice, showing up for mental health issues, showing up for equity, showing up for prison reform, showing up for gun reform, showing up for collective bargaining, and showing up for student loan forgiveness. Showing up. My charge to you, NPLI class of 2022, is you make sure you show up.
Yes.
And you show them who you are.
Yes.
Every single time.
Yes.
Every single time.
Yes.
And with that, I thank you. Thank you